Welcome everybody to Scott Cooks. Today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do an Irish stew and we are gonna make it lactose free. So this is gonna be very interesting. We're gonna use a little bit of weird stuff, but there's someone here that can't take any milk or cream, so we found a substitute. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna do it all in our Ninja Foodi. Today we're gonna do a little step back in time. We're gonna use our Foodi with the removable pressure lid. So let's do that. All right, let's get this thing started up. First thing you want to do is make sure you get your Foodi with your basket in place. Put your lid down, power up, of course. Air crisp is what we want, 390 is what we want, time we don't care about. This is a preheat. Go ahead and start. So we're just gonna preheat that basket, and while we're doing that, we're gonna get out 6 strips of your favorite bacon. I'm using a hickory smoked low sodium bacon today. Once you got it good and preheated, gonna want to put 4 to 6 slices of bacon in here. I'm gonna go with 6. Just kind of lay them down in. These are gonna get cut up later on into small pieces, so you don't have to get too particular with this. Just go ahead and layer them in. We can always stir them around a little bit if we have to later. Down we go. Give them about 6-7 minutes. We want to get them pretty crispy. And like I said, because I've layered them, I may have to flip them a little bit. While we're doing the bacon, let's go ahead and get an onion ready. Now this is all up to you guys. This is a very large onion, as you can see. So we're gonna do about half of it. You just want to dice it up a little bit. I like to take about half of it like that. Just go ahead and cross cut it. And that'll give me what I need, and I just grab the other half and do the same thing. And that's pretty good right there. You can always run a knife back through it like so if you want a finer chop. But that's good for me. This is gonna saute for a while and it's going to pressure cook. So these onions will be broken down pretty nice by the end of that. Let's take a look at our bacon. It's been just a few minutes. Just want to shake it up, stir it around. We're going for pretty crispy here, and make sure you use your rack or your basket because we want this grease. This grease is what we're going to cook the onions and some other stuff in to get that flavor. Okay, while we're waiting on our bacon and stuff, we go ahead and start working on these potatoes. You can do skin on, skin off. I'm going to leave skin on because I do like that little bit of texture and a little bit of flavor. And we're gonna try our best to cube these up to make them all approximately the same size. Once you got your bacon pretty good and crispy, go ahead and just cut it up into small bite-sized pieces like so. And when we get this done, we're gonna pull our basket. We're gonna start working right down in the bottom of the pot, doing a little saute. And we're gonna let some of these flavors combine. Now, I like my bacon pretty crispy, as you can see, but you don't have to go quite so far if you don't want to. I think the crispy bacon brings out a little more flavor, and I don't like my bacon chewy. All right, moving on to the next step. Make sure you leave that bacon grease right where it is. Do not mess with that. That is the whole point of doing the bacon in the Foodi in the first place. We want that bacon grease. All right, let's get our bacon in there, and let's get those onions in there. All right, I'm gonna leave the lid open on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over to sear saute. All right, bring your temperature to medium high. Depends on your device. Some of them have a medium, some of them have a medium high, some of them have a number system, 2, 3, 4. Just don't put it on high. We don't want to burn anything up in there. And we're going to saute these onions until they start to get a little soft. Should be about 5 minutes. As soon as you got your onions cooked down the way you like them, 2 cups of chicken broth. 2 cups of chicken broth. Leave it on sear saute. Take those diced potatoes and let's get them in there. 1 good sized bay leaf, 1/4 teaspoon or so of thyme. And if you have it, fresh parsley. And if you can believe it, this literally just came out of the garden. So we're going to put about half of that in, and we'll use the rest for garnish at the end. Salt and pepper to taste. You can always add a little more to it later. And finally, a pinch of nutmeg. Don't measure, just throw in a pinch. Boom. Go ahead and give that a good little stir. Get that bay leaf down in the liquid if you can. Everything off the sides. Come on, bay leaf, get down there. There you go. And turn off your saute, and we're gonna switch this thing over to pressure cook. There you go. Make sure you set your lid to seal. You're gonna pressure cook this for 3 minutes on high. That's preheat. Because we were already sear sauteing the liquid, it's already hot. So this probably take 5 or 6 minutes to preheat before we build up the pressure. When your 3 minutes is up, go ahead and release the pressure. There is no natural pressure release needed for this recipe. Our seafood tonight is going to be cod, skinless fillets. I'm going to cut them up into little chunks. You might not be able to see that one. We've got bay scallops over here. There's a lot in here. I'm not sure I'm going to use them all, but I'm going to use a bunch. And I also picked up some grouper, also skinless. Once your pressure lid is off, go ahead and pull the bay leaf and any sprigs of anything you put in there. In my case, this will be the parsley. And if you did sprigs of thyme, then obviously you want to get those out too. Now I'm going to add in some corn kernels. Careful while you're mixing, we just pressure cooked the pressure cooked the potatoes, so they could accidentally fall apart on you and you have mashed potatoes instead of potato chunks. Not what we're after, right? That looks like a good amount there. All right, back to sear saute we go. Going to medium this time. Once we got our corn cooked through a little bit, it's time to add our fish. Now I went ahead and already chopped it all up. So this is cod and grouper chopped up into bite-sized pieces. And this would be the bay scallops coming in next. I'm not sure how much I want to use, but I think they're all just going to go in. So that's quite a bit. So we've got it on sear saute. I went to low medium this time. And we do got to be just as careful with the potatoes as we got to be with the fish, because once it starts to cook, it will flake apart on us, and that's not what we want. So we're basically just going to let this simmer underneath, let some steam rise through it, and cook it through. It won't take long to cook fish. This would be a good time to touch it up with a little more salt and pepper. And now we're just going to kind of leave it be, let it get up to a small simmer, start steaming it through, lid open. Well, let's go ahead and talk about that cream we mentioned earlier on. This is Country Crock's plant cream. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. But I've gone through the ingredients. I've gone through the nutritional stuff on it. I'll just let you pause it right there if you want to see what's in it. Everything looks pretty healthy. There's a tiny bit of fat going on in there. No cholesterol, no sodium, no carbs. So the whole point here was we have someone who can't really tolerate milk or lactose, so here we go. Fresh from the Ninja Foodi Irish fish stew. I've got grouper, cod, and bay scallops, bacon, potatoes, corn, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Well, here we go. I got a little bit of everything on this one. It's pretty hot. That is a very, very, very good fish stew. All the flavors came through. Take that time, saute that bacon, cook the onions in the bacon. Just follow my directions, but change up the fish to whatever you want. Fantastic. That's a winner. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the like button, and we'll see you real soon on the next video.